Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So, we're making quite a bit of progress today. Thank God for that sander, man. I'm telling you, that saved me a lot of work on that neck. But anyway, so this is just clamped. Nothing's glued, it's just clamped to give you an idea what this thing's looking like so far. I've just finished cutting the sound hole, which is actually a 3-inch hole. And I'm going to put my name right in the middle of there. And when I built this sucker. That's just kind of like a walnut piece of wood. That's kind of a mock-up of, you know, a bridge. It's not going to be the bridge, but, you know. And so anyways, I've basically got this just sitting here, hovering on some blocks to give you the look. And even the fretboard is not glued down to the neck yet. I got to slot it first. So I got to make sure I can get all my slots done nice and straight and even the way they should be. I put a bit of a crescent design in the headstock, and of course it's been shortened up. I got some thinning I need to do. Actually, I got to bring this a little narrower on each side, so I got to narrow that out a little bit. This way the tuning pegs go in where they should, and things will line up with the strings proper. But and of course I still don't have a nut yet. I still haven't decided if I'm going to make a nut and bridge and saddle, or if I'm going to just buy those pieces and install them. But we're definitely getting there. Still going to take a little bit of time yet. I got to order my pickup for the inside, and there's going to be a lot of still final sanding to do. I still got a lot of fine sanding to do before I can even do much more with the neck. Once I get the slots cut and the frets installed, then of course I've got to do my final on that, and then, you know, my finish coat's going to have to obviously go on, and I can level and crown the frets later, because I have to protect the walnut and the cherry both, but especially the walnut fretboard, because there's no oil in walnut, so I'm going to have to Varathane that, and it'll make it pop anyways. So there is still some sanding to do on the top of the surface regardless, but I want to cut my slots in first, then do a light sanding on that, and then we'll go from there. So I'm going to flip the neck over here and show you the underside of the neck. And I'm shooting this with my iPhone, so it's kind of hard to do a few things at once. So there's our walnut laminate that ended up on the back side. This is going to add extra strength to the neck as well, plus the fact that I've got my heel joint in there, and you'll see there's a hole coming out. There's going to be one screw going right through the heel into the body, and there's a big block inside for it to screw into, and there will be 2 screws holding down the fretboard to the top of that block as well. So that's what I haven't seen anybody or any designs where they put a screw in the middle of the heel. That's what I'm going to do though. But I have seen it where ukuleles do have 2 screws on the fretboard holding it into the body on the top side. So I'm definitely going to do that top portion, and I'm going to have one in the back, and of course everything's going to be glued and screwed. So once the sucker's together, that's it, she's together. There is no truss rod in this thing, but given that it's nylon strings anyways, it doesn't put a lot of force on the neck, and I've got the neck nice and straight, so we're all good there. I just got to make sure that when it gets attached, it's attached at the proper angle. So I'm going to have to do some pre-checking first. I'm going to have the bridge installed and at least 2 strings wound up to a couple of the pegs, so I can make sure everything centers left and right, and of course my up and downs, so in case I have to do any shimming to balance things out, you know, got to make sure that's correct. So anyways, that's where we're at with this thing. I'm actually getting pretty happy about this project. It's getting close to being done. Still a little while to go. This is Sunday. I'm sure you know from the video going up, but I figure probably in about another week, maybe 2 weeks, I'll have this thing assembled, and then it's just a matter of installing the electronics, which I can easily do later on. Not a big deal there. And for those of you who haven't seen the other videos yet, check on them. This is a left-handed ukulele because I'm a lefty. The scale length now, that's an interesting part. I'm actually, turns out I'm above the scale length for a baritone. And I did some research because this is my first time actually building a guitar of any sort, so I was checking about scale lengths and stuff, and 19-inch would have been fine, and it looks like I'm at 26, so I'm actually, now that's measuring from the back of the bridge, so if we go from the front of the bridge to the nut, we're at 24 3/4 inch. So we're actually way over the normal baritone level. So I'm hoping the strings actually work out. Otherwise I'm going to have to buy a pack of classical guitar strings, because at least they'll be long enough. But I haven't opened my pack of baritone ukulele strings yet, so I don't know if we have enough length. Because I still got, you know, up to 29 inches to the back of the headstock, you know, plus the wrap around for the bridge, wrap around on the tuning peg. So I'm going to have to check those measurements out, but I'm basically at the level of a full-size guitar here. If I was building a 6-string, this would be awesome. So I'm actually a little overkill when it comes to the size of this machine. So I'm not sure if you can even consider it a ukulele anymore. Maybe it'd be considered a nylon banjo, I don't know. But the baritone ukuleles apparently tune to the same like a guitar, apparently. This is what I've been told, I don't know. But, and a lot of your chords are done the same way, even though there's only 4 strings. So this is going to be very interesting when this is all done. So that's going to be pretty cool. So we'll see how it plays and whatnot, what it sounds like acoustically and plugged in, of course. But I'm having fun. That's the main thing, you know. Next time I decide to build one, I think I'm going to cut the scale length down more towards the size. Now, I wanted baritone because I don't like small little ukuleles. I like bigger stuff, you know, like, so I figured, well, baritone's a good idea. So, turns out I went a little bit beyond that. Which makes it, though, very easy for me to fret this thing, because now all I got to do is take my fretboard, put it up against one of my guitars with the same fretboard length, and mark my edges on both sides, draw my lines straight across, and it'll be easy peasy without having to have a miter box, and I can cut the slots and fret this thing. And I found out that my 2 X-Acto saws here, which I have, you start with the narrow one, go to the deep one after, and this deep one is actually just a hair thicker than this one, like just a hair, but it's enough that I have no problem smacking a fret in and having it stay. I actually did that on some test wood yesterday and found out that that works, so I don't need to buy a fret saw at this point, and I can't afford one anyhow, nor can I afford the miter. And so we're doing this quite a bit of old school here, so I'm hoping everything does go together and works out right. So, because this has been a lot of work and a lot of fun, and I really hope this thing plays nice. So anyways, that's it for this update. It's not going to be another one for a little while yet. I got a bunch of other work I want to do before I do the next stage anyhow, and I still have to glue down the top. I've got to do a reinforcement piece underneath for where the bridge is going to get screwed and glued into. So I've got to do those measurements up and figure them all out. But yeah, we're doing pretty cool so far. Anyways, thanks guys, and hey, let me know what you think of this project. Catch you later. Bye.